This Liberty Sports Update is brought to you by Beacon Credit Union.
I played all over the place. I played a lot of positions in high school. So I mean, I think I might have had like two. Not a lot. I was mostly a hitter. So yeah.
So you go from two interceptions maybe in high school to 2 in one day. I mean,
Yeah.
in college. Were you
Yeah.
just right place, right time today, or what was going on?
I don't know. I just been talking about getting an interception for a while now. So I mean, it was finally good to get one. I have no idea. I guess you speak things into existence.
One of those came down there near the goal line. I mean, you guys had to be pretty stout defensively there for the first quarter and a half, because the offense wasn't able to get it going right away. I mean, was there pressure on you guys to play as hard as you were, or as well as you were there?
No, I don't. I didn't really sense any pressure. I mean, that's just what I mean. You want to be in those types of situations where, you're relied on to know that your defense can pick you up. I didn't really sense any pressure. We just play ball. We play hard. We play physical. We get numbers. So we get hats to the football, and we just do what we do. I mean, I didn't really sense any pressure from that aspect. No.
When Trayshawn Clark goes out with a targeting call there, I'm not going to ask you what you thought of it, but I mean, just when he goes out right there, and you guys have to kind of rally together. I mean, who's the one in the huddle that's kind of speaking up at that point?
I think we have guys at each level, that does things of that nature. Von Struz, myself, Ralph. We have guys all over the place where we just kind of we pick each other up and we just keep it going. Like as the next man up. Steve Seams came in and did a wonderful job today. So, I know Trey Sean is a great player, but Steve came in and held it down. That's what you expect. That shows that you've done a good job recruiting and things of that nature, where you can have you two come in and still make plays.
Last one from me. You guys were out there on the field more today than you have been in any game up to this point. Does it feel like you were, or how were you guys able to respond to the challenge today?
I don't really think it felt, for me personally, it didn't feel that way. I mean, they didn't really tempo as much as we've gotten in the past, so I honestly didn't know that until you just told me that. So for me personally, no. I couldn't speak for everybody else, but we rotated a lot today actually. So maybe it would have, but we got a good rotation going today. So no, not for me.
Questions?
First question is from Damian Sordeletta of the News in Advance.
Anthony, that first interception, you're sitting perfectly there at the goal line in coverage, and just happened to come your way. One-handed interception as well, where you tip it to yourself. Talk about that play and what you're sitting in, and then how big was that in the scheme of things with coming up with a goal line stand when you guys are up by 1 in the first half, or up by 7 in the first half?
For me, the coverage. I can't tell you what the coverage was. You might have some opponents listening, but the coverage was that we played on that play was is a good coverage in that scenario. So yes, I was in the right place at the right time, and I really wasn't thinking too much into it about as far as what kind of stand it was until we got on the sideline. I actually got to sit back down and realize like that was a huge play in the game, because they could have easily, I think, tied the game up 7-7. Yeah, so yeah, I just I try not to. You can't really worry about the scoreboard. Coach Freeze doesn't coach us to worry about the scoreboard, so I just pretty much keep my head down and just keep fighting. I try not to look into the scoreboard. So yeah, I didn't really know it was that big of a play until we actually got on the sideline and really was like, wow, yeah, like we just killed the whole drive. So that was pretty big.
Next question, John Manson of Cedar Red.
Hey Anthony, we talked a lot about your interceptions, but you also had a big sack there. Then in the first half, kind of pushed their field goal back. Take us through that play. What happened? Looked like it came through untouched.
So I was in a mug alignment. So what that means is I'm mugged up over the center, and I had a 1-on-1, and we do that to 5-0 protection. Basically get man-on-man blocks. We feel like our guys are as good as they are, as good as out there in the country. So we get 1-on-1 blocks, and I'm not gonna say I didn't come untouched, but I just made a good move on the center to look like I came untouched, and I got a sack. Basically, it was a 1-on-1 block.
Next question's from Brooke Leonard of WSET.
Hey, Anthony, it seems like in the second half, the momentum kind of swung for the defense. At what point did you guys really feel like things were going right for you? Because it really looks like you guys were having fun after halftime.
I think we just came out of halftime knowing that the situation that we were in is we just had to keep fighting and keep scratching and clawing, and I think once you get comfortable with being uncomfortable, you just sit back and you just play. You don't really worry about the scoreboard. You don't really worry about what's going on around you. You just kind of just know that this is a game that you love. You just go out there and play, and you give it your all. You don't really think about outcomes and because the outcome can't be determined until 60 minutes is up anyway. So why worry about it? So I think it's just kind of one of those situations where we just came out of halftime. We just kind of realized like, hey man, we're playing good ball. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it going. So that's what I see it as.
Next question is from Ed Lane of the Fast Lane.
To build off of that, when you're in one of these games where it can take the offense a little bit of a while to get going, we've seen other games where they've started fast. How much do you guys relish the opportunity to help carry this team until the offense gets on track like they did today?
It was a great feeling. We haven't been able to show that this year. We've had 2 games and we've almost given them 30 points in each game. So we really haven't been feeling as though we're playing our best ball. Because in practice we know what we're capable of. With certain times in practice where we just completely dominate as a defense. And I think we were able to show that today with the way that we played a little bit. And I'm glad that we were able to show that like we can do it not just in practice but in a game. We're able to show up and help our team. Because we've been having to lean on offense so much these last 2 weeks. It was good to finally say that, you guys can lean on us and we got you guys' back as well as you guys having our back.
Last question from Jermaine Farrell of WFXR.
First of all, congratulations on that good win. It's kind of dovetailing off of the earlier response. I'm sure the first 2 games you guys just really didn't, giving up the points you gave up. But obviously today it had to be special. You almost had that shutout, but still to hold a team to 7 points in college football is pretty special.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely I wanted that shutout so bad, I really did. But to hold it, like you said, to hold a team to 7 points in college football is special because, those guys have guys on scholarship just like we have guys on scholarship. Just good players all around the world, so all around the country. So, I'm definitely grateful for what we were able to do. But, after today, it doesn't really matter. We got to move on to next week, and hopefully we can get that goose egg that we all looking for. That's one thing that we are definitely on the sideline preaching: goose egg, goose egg, goose egg, because that's the type of defense we know we can be, and that's what we want. That's what we want to put on paper.
One other real quick question. So far this year, you guys have had all these matinee games. What's your feeling? It seems like y'all are the matinee special with all these games at noon or 1 o'clock.
For me, I kind of like the noon games. It kind of makes you feel like you're at the next level. Because all those games are pretty much at 1 o'clock, and it's actually I actually like it because when you don't play at noon, it is fun to play under the lights, but at the same time you have to constantly remind yourself to stay calm throughout the entire day because you don't play until for another 6 hours. So just relax, and it's kind of like, oh man, I gotta keep waiting all night before I play, all day before I play. So I like playing at noon. I do like playing under the lights too. Primetime games is definitely something that I enjoy. But as long as I don't get to be able to put on the helmet and go out there and play on a Saturday, it's all good with me. I've been dreaming. This has been my dream since I was a kid. So, I don't really care what we play. We could play in Coach Free's backyard. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter to me as long as we get to play.